Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. You know, I always love it when one of my friends is actually on the show, and he's a neighbor and a friend, but he's also a talented artist, photographer, and editor. Jordan Moss, nice to see you, my friend.
Great to see you too. Thanks for
Jordan,
having me.
people will know you were the editor of the Norwood News for a long time, but now you've really gone headlong into the notion of being an artist, being a photographer, but also continuing your writing and your editing skills with a newsletter called Art All Around Us. Talk about Art All Around Us and why it's perfectly appropriate for the people of the Bronx.
Sure. It's on, just to start out with, it's on artallaroundus.substack.com, and it's every week. I started it because though I know a good bit about art, shows and art happenings of all kinds throughout the Bronx, there's a lot that I didn't know. And this has been really enjoyable to explore all of the things that I knew and didn't know about, and to meet folks that are involved in that. And there's no one place that you can see everything happening this next weekend throughout the Bronx. Not perhaps everything, but more than anything else that one can find. I mean, I couldn't find that. So that's one of the reasons why that I sought that out. And I want, young folks too, to know about what goes on right where they all live.
You know what's interesting to me, and certainly we know what the politics are. I really believe, especially in the Bronx, we need to focus on our arts, our culture, our diversity, music and dance and all the other things that you write about. And for you to put that together, I think was kind of a brilliant thing and well timed, because I think we in the Bronx, who are underserved in every which way,
Right.
need that more than ever, because that's what fuels who we are. That's
Yeah.
Gary's editorial.
No, thank you. And like, exactly. There are sites to learn about everything going on in like Manhattan, and there are none, until now for the Bronx. And there are a couple of local newspapers that have a good bit, but it's it can't be everything. So that's why
That's great. So people now, I get it in my email, but you said it's Art All Around Us substack.substack.com.
Right. artallaroundus.substack.com. That's correct.
Excellent. Let's get everybody on it, because it's who we are. So
Right.
Bronx.
Yeah.
But listen, Jordan.
I'll add just one thing quick.
Sure.
It's free, and I want everyone to have access to it throughout the Bronx. Of course, to keep it happening and growing, I seek supporters. But there's no blockage at all to anyone's seeing it.
Yeah. And also, I know because of my Bronx Music podcast, people can send you stuff you want to see. If somebody's got an art exhibit or an art program,
Exactly.
or a dance program or a music program, let Jordan know and he'll put it in there. All right, let's talk about you and your work. Were you always a photographer, or did kind of
I wouldn't say that. I'd say, after college and a few years after that, I actually took my first photography class. I can't see your face, but at Lehman College.
Okay.
And I took that with my wife back when in the 90s. And that's, I was interested, at that time, but I knew little about it. And, really ever since I didn't have, I took photographs a lot during my time at, my 17 years at the Norwood News. But that was all, things that I had to do. Took some, artsy shots, otherwise, but it was really, really after my brain cancer, and surgery 12 years ago, that I had a lot of time and a new brain in some ways to get
So do
Passionate
you
about that
just
and about my abstract art, which was totally new, you know.
did you so you just go and take a camera out and try and take good pictures?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
I
that's the
actually,
sense I
I'm
got
gonna
from
have to
seeing it.
like tell you a secret, okay? Um, that I have cameras like 35 millimeter ones, but I take shots when I'm just outside, when I go for a walk or I go to somebody's house or I
Right.
have to
I
shop or whatever. So I have my phone and I use my iPhone like
almost
95% of
well,
the time. And
let's
I find that there are some things that I can do, but there's a lot that I can do.
let's
And
put some pictures up before we run out of time. I want to show
oh,
people
excellent, excellent, great.
what it is that you
Thank
do.
you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what this is upside down, it looks like.
No, no, that's right. That's the right way.
Oh, because
That's
it was a
at the botanical
reflection.
garden. That's at
Wow.
and that's me looking into a pond,
Wow.
behind the conservatory there, and that's the reflection
Wow.
of that. Yeah.
Wow. All right,
Thank you.
let's show
Thank
some
you.
more. Anderson's got a whole bunch of
Okay.
them.
Yeah, I like just things that are peeling apart, that are colorful, that look like art. That's in the East Village in Manhattan,
Is
just a
that like a
wall in front of a
wall of
building.
peeling paint?
Yeah, yeah, peeling paint. Folks, post signs up there. They get peeled off. They get painted. There's all
Wow.
kinds of things, and they change from year to year. There's like all kinds of things there. You know.
Wow, fascinating. Keep it going. Let's see.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's a
Woo!
flower near my house, and I like to take close-up shots because there's so much that goes on inside there, and the colors. I just love that.
This was done with an iPhone?
Yep, yep.
You should be in the Apple advertisements for these phones because that's a hell of a photograph.
Right, right,
A hell
right.
of a photograph with
Yeah,
one of
yeah, yeah.
these.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Very, very good. What else we got? And oh, look at
Oh
this.
yeah, that's a just a tree up in the Berkshires there, and there are trees all around that looks like to me like a person who's like conducting them all. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Wow. Fascinating. Do you take a lot of time, like to set them up, or is it really, you just shoot, poke,
no, no. I mean,
point and shoot?
the shooting I take. It's not film, so you get it's good and bad. But the good part is you take a lot of shots, and I picked the one that I like the most, and I edited it a bit when I put it in Instagram or have a show or something like that.
Right.
And
They are Jordan. They are just beautiful. Let's. What do we got? One or two more? Let's take a look.
yeah, my artwork. Yeah.
Here
Oh,
we go.
that's my abstract artwork. Yeah. And that really, arose, after my cancer, my interest in doing artwork. And that's like, peeled cardboard and paint and
Do you
pastel.
do you do you spend a lot of time, like on a piece like that, or is it
Yeah.
something that comes to you, or do you
Yeah. No, no.
start it and then
It
get
comes
back
to
to it
me.
in 2 days later or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say there's like 300 or more glued little pieces in that. So it's not like a one day thing or anything. It's like when I give myself time to like do the work and I do, 10 or 15 like or something like that. But yes, like sometimes it's hard. You don't know, what's the next way you want to go with it. But I always like it's, since my cancer, it's really been a time to really chill out and really be focused on my art. And I've really, enjoyed that. My mom did abstract art, which I love, but didn't do. And my dad was a sculptor, so art really came to me after my cancer,
It's in your blood, actually.
Yeah.
Now, I always am interested in the muse, in an artist's muse. When you wake up in the morning, do you say to yourself, I think I'll take my camera out today, or I think I'll sit at the easel, or I'll do something? Or is it one of those things that's a little more organic than
Yeah,
planned?
well, I try to set up morning time for an hour or two to do my abstract artwork. Photography wise, it's just literally everywhere I am that day. It's like wherever I have to go to and do, or when I go for a run, it's more of a walk because I stop and like take shots.
Especially because you go in Van Cortlandt Park and it's so beautiful in Van Cortlandt Park and there are so many things to see, you can't resist. That's my
Right.
own.
I mean, there's never, as you know, going to be an end to what to be of what's to be seen there. I mean, it's like, I think, what is it, 1,500 acres or something like that? It's like, immense. The second biggest one in the city, as you know.
Actually, third.
Oh, third.
Ellen
Okay.
Bay, there's one in Staten Island, and then
Oh,
Van Cortlandt.
I see. I see. Okay.
Uh,
You
So,
win.
I would know that, so that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Listen, the other thing I wanted to kind of shout about, and is it still up there now at On Beale Bach? You had a show, and is the show still up? I mean,
Yeah. The show is still up until so Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's up now. It's not going to close, before that. And I might still plan on Friday Eve, and I haven't finalized this yet, but just have like like a gathering then of the
little
closing.
reception.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm also
All are
curious.
welcome to come, of course. So.
Yeah, on Beale Bach, what is that? 238th Street, right? West
Right,
238th Street up
right,
there
right.
in Riverdale. Um, I'm also curious about this. So you saw all your artwork in one place like that, like in a gallery. And I've talked to other artists who, they work individually, they create this piece, then they create that piece, but they never see all their stuff like out there. As you know, my wife is an artist as well, and also had a
Yes.
show years ago at On Beale Bach. And it was very interesting for her to kind of see it all in a place. Did you have that sensation when you saw the show?
Um, it's all
Was it weird?
it's my third or fourth show, and
Oh, okay.
it's not weird at all. It's totally like enjoyable to have folks see what you spend a lot of time on, and I'm always interested. Nobody has the same thought about each piece, and they I learn from them about what they're
Right.
interested in
Right.
and how they interpret it. So
Yeah. And sometimes I know from my wife Suzanne, sometimes you will see something or somebody will say something and you say, wow, I never really liked that piece. But no, you know what? You're right.
no, but they see
Anyway,
things in the piece that I have not seen.
yeah,
They
that's
and that's my abstract art that's not in the show. It's just the photography, and the photography, as well. They see in the side of a tree
I
like a dog's eyes, or like something like that, or
didn't realize
ears.
it. Listen, Jordan,
Yeah,
we got to run, but artist, photographer, editor, friend,
yeah,
Jordan Moss, thank you. Regards to Margaret, and keep doing it. Art is all around us. It is
yes.
in the Bronx, and Jordan is the guy that's letting everybody see what's going on. We appreciate
Great.
it.
Thanks a ton, and art all around us.substack.com. That's the place to go.
Beautiful. All right. That'll do it for the Bronx Buzz for this evening. And we will say what we always say. If the curtain don't fall, the creek don't rise, we'll be here next week. Good night.